Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and the first thing that I'm going to have to do is straighten this out because otherwise, there's a few of you out there, this is going to drive you nuts the entire video. Apparently I'm going to have to hold it in place the whole time. All right, well, we'll get someone to work on that, try to fix it for you for next time, okay? So thanks for joining me today. Quick little hat tip to Tim for sending this to me. From a Collector's Universe forum. I just thought this was kind of a fun question by Benny Bravo, who is clearly not me. Is there such a thing as a thriving local coin shop anymore? And he goes on to actually ask, he used to say he used to go to coin shops in the 80s and 90s, so long ago, right? I mean, that's forever ago, guys. And are these places around anymore? And then he really goes back and forth in here, trying to get people to actually mention the name of their local coin shop, which I think is kind of fun, and I appreciate the fact that he's kind of trying to plug them. And so I'm going to attack this question from a couple different angles, and then also just kind of mention to you guys, some of the general feedback that people gave. But a couple things. Is there such a thing as a thriving local coin shop anymore? So I'm going to poke at the word thriving a little bit here first, which is to say, that's a loaded question because what does thriving look like, And I guess for me, I'd say if your local coin shop has a lot of coin collectors that come on a regular basis and they're doing okay in business, I guess you can call that thriving. I don't think that they have to be driving a new Mercedes or something to be thriving, as long as they're making a decent living, which is something that someone mentioned later in the forum. Hey, are they making a decent living at this? And of course, the answer is going to vary widely depending on where you live, right? So there's a lot of you out there who you don't have a local coin shop currently, and maybe you never have in your area. And so it's hard for me to get exact perspective for most people because every area and location is very different. I can only compare what I know, which is to say Tucson's always had a lot of coin shops in it. As it's grown, it's kind of had, I think, a pretty large amount of coin shops that in some ways have, I would say, been thriving, most of them surviving for decades, right? And you can get to other bigger places like Phoenix, where there seems to be a lot more turnover for some reason in coin shop owners and what people are doing. And then you can go down south into smaller towns like Sierra Vista, which is mostly a military town, and oftentimes there'll be one or two pawn shops / coin shops, and they have waxed and waned over the years as far as whether they've been successful or not. And so I think that for a lot of places, at least in the local areas around here, you have a wide variety of different outcomes to the question about thriving in local coin shops. Now, certain regions of the country, it's been really hard, right? So I know, for example, there are certain areas where you actually have laws that have changed that make it a lot harder to do business in certain states. It's just harder to be a coin shop owner because the laws that the local governments have passed. And so it's kind of like apples and oranges when you try to compare these things. The next thing I want to hit on is whether or not something is a coin shop. So this one's a little trickier because a lot of people mentioned, yeah, well, they do bullion and then some coins. This is a fair observation. For places, there's a lot of places that do coins, but they're not really coin dealers per se. They may first focus on jewelry, or they may first focus on bullion, and then have coins as a little bit of an afterthought, so to speak. And so I understand, when people complain a little bit about that type of a coin shop not being a coin shop. What I will say is that for us here at Old Pueblo Coin, being diversified has always been a good thing for us. And so we do bullion, right? We do scrap gold and scrap silver, that type of thing. And of course we do antiques, which we can't hang straight. So, all of those things kind of come together to help us be a part of who we are. And so, but at the end of the day, I don't think anyone would not call us a coin shop because really it's so much of what we do as far as the actual visual. You come in, most of our cabinets have coins in them, so that I think qualifies as a coin shop. Now I'm going to play Debbie Downer for a little bit and just talk about, so some of the people mentioned, well, all these coin shops that are thriving, and people were mentioning, yeah, my local coin shop's doing great, this, that, and the other. And now, no one's lived so long as to, outlive a donkey. I just want to say that right now. But old Benjamin, he remembers way back before COVID happened, when the majority of coin dealers I talked to told me that the coin market was dying or dead. Now think about that, right? Yeah, I'm talking about from the time this video was made, scarcely 2 years ago, you had people, 2.5 years ago, you had people who just said, it's going the way of the stamp, it's going the way of the dinosaur, right? Like stamp's a dinosaur, same thing, extinct. So what is this, I'm trying to add just a little bit of perspective. I'm not actually trying to be a Debbie Downer here, but there's a certain reality to the fact that, the market can be pretty fast and fickle. It can change pretty dramatically in a short period of time. Now, now to put my optimistic hat back on, I do believe that you've had a rejuvenation and a youthening of the marketplace. I'm seeing a lot more people in their 20s and 30s and 40s coming into the coin market, which I think is awesome. But I also want to point out something else that people commented on in this forum, which is to say, well, brick and mortar's dead, and you have to have an online presence. And I just want to say that I don't think that that is true in essence. I don't think that all brick and mortar is dead forever. You can call me biased because I have brick and mortar, but I think that I don't want to get too philosophical with y'all, but if brick and mortar dies as a society, we're in a lot of trouble, because humanity needs interaction. I mean, we're just wired for interaction. That's just the way it is. And the more we go to strictly digital, or we go into some type of metaverse, we're in trouble, folks, right? So, but I don't want to downplay this idea of some of the digital marketplace. It's a real thing. It has its real challenges. It has its real upsides, that everyone can participate in a different way. It makes the market in some ways a little more durable. Believe it or not, I do think that the market's a little more durable because you have more people that are willing to participate in the marketplace, in my opinion, because there is a little bit of a sense of ease there. So for example, I'm talking from a coin shop. I got a coin shop. There's a lot of people that I talk to now who there's not a coin shop within 30 or 40 or 50 miles of them. Now, this is hard for some of y'all to believe, because if you have a coin shop in your area, you have a coin shop. But for a lot of America, they don't. And eBay and their Facebook groups and Instagram and all these places have provided for them an outlet for their hobby. So there's a positive side to this, which is to say, yeah, these people can participate in the hobby and they couldn't before. Or it was very difficult. The price of entry, so to speak, was very difficult for them before, because they had to drive 50 miles 2 times a year, 3 times a year to go to a coin shop or a coin show. And that's a lot of commitment, and so that has changed. So if people who don't have, so to me, this is one of the things that's like really robust about the market today, is that you have a lot more people that can participate who I think were completely closed off before. And then you have places like YouTube where you can watch, schmucks on here talk about what they think they know, right? So give their opinion, and it's worth exactly what you pay for it, right? So, and for some of you, that's $5. I understand that. So I'll try to up my game a little bit. So anyway, I think this is a great question, and I appreciate Tim, pulling it for me to talk about, is there a coin shop? I think it's great to have a local coin shop. This is the upside of having a local coin shop, having people you can come in and talk to. So, because what you would see here on a daily basis if you come in is people who want to collect coins. They don't have to wait for a coin show to come down and visit with people about coins. And not just the people who work here, but then, they meet other coin collectors here at this place. We are a gathering spot for coin collectors. We're like our own little mini club in a way. And so, we provide a value that way also. And so there's things about the brick and mortar that I think won't go away and are in lots of ways really still a necessity in the marketplace, because there are things that brick and mortar can do that electronic can't do well. All right, that's it. That's all I got. Thanks guys so much for watching. I've been the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.